Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I'm your host Talia. Welcome to the BS Level Biology program with subject code 4401. Students, I hope this series is proving to be beneficial for you and you'll be appreciating our efforts to make this series as clear and comprehensive for you as possible. Now let's welcome our expert, a distinctive biologist, Dr. Muhammad Azad. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Sir, how are you doing?
Fine.
So what's our topic of discussion today, and could you please tell us about some applications of this topic?
Yes, Talia, today we are starting our new module, and the title of that module is genetic recombination. In that module, we will be discussing how the gene combinations are going to occur in prokaryotic cell, and then we are going to follow their practical application in the eukaryotic cell.
Okay.
Dear students, so in our new module, the title of the new module is how the genetic material is going to be transferred from one bacteria to another bacteria. That is the transmission of genetic material. So all of you are aware that the prokaryotic cell or the bacteria, they are going to divide by the process of binary fission. There is no mitosis, but the binary fission is there. So it is just the duplication of their DNA, separation on the two opposite poles, and then the cell is going to divide into two. Very simple process. In comparison to prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, a very specialized stages which are there in case of mitosis, later on meiosis. So no such mitosis and meiosis occur in prokaryotics. It is asexual reproduction. And this asexual reproduction is named as binary fission. But you must have read in some of the books about the sexual reproduction in bacteria. So that is actually the misnomer terminology. There is no meiosis, there is no formation of gametes, but still this term is used here and there in the literature. So what the sexual reproduction in prokaryote is? This is basically the methods of genetic recombination. The genetic material of one bacteria is going to combine with other bacteria. So these methods of genetic recombination, that is conjugation, transduction and transformation. So these methods are commonly called as methods of sexual reproduction. Actually they are the methods of genetic recombination. So starting the details in the form of slides. The bacterial chromosome is made up of mainly the circular DNA with a few associated protein. There are no histone protein in case of prokaryotic bacteria. In addition to the chromosomes, many bacteria have plasmids. What the plasmids are? They are small circular DNA molecules, and they are extra chromosomal in addition to the chromosome, and they can replicate independently of the bacterial chromosomes. Bacterial cells divide by binary fission. So this is preceded by the replication of bacterial chromosome. This is the chromosome of bacteria, let's say DNA, and here it is the replication, origin of replication, and then from one, these are the two DNA molecules which are produced, and each DNA molecule is going to give you can say rise a new individual or the new bacteria. Since bacteria can reproduce rapidly, new mutations can quickly increase a populations, and this is going to give us genetic diversity, the variety in the bacteria or the prokaryotic cell. This genetic variety can arise by recombination of DNA from two different bacteria. So a common experiments was done. So scientists have used one of the strain of bacteria which can produce arginine, but it does not produce tryptophan, and another strain which is going to produce tryptophan but no arginine. Once both of these bacteria are mixed and later on they are grown on the culture media, so none of the original form is going to grow because they are grown on the minimal media. So only the mixture which was having both of these, so they are going to grow on the minimal media. So that is going to prove that certain genetic recombination has occurred and certain bacteria have exchanged their gene both for both of these products. Genetic recombinations, when an organism donates DNA to another organism, the end result is a new strain different from both the donor and the original recipient. Bacterial plasmid and genes they are going to exchange, and this organism which is having the genes from another organism is called as recombinant organism. There is horizontal gene transfer. What the horizontal gene transfer? The movement of genetic material between two organisms. This is called as horizontal. And once a organism is going to receive it and it divide by binary fission, then this is called as vertical transmission. What the horizontal transmission also occur in eukaryotic cell. So, eukaryotic cells they are having membrane bound nucleus is present. In addition to that, they are having membrane bound mitochondria, plastids, they are there. So, they are also going to exchange their genetic material during sexual reproduction. So, in case of eukaryote, formation of gametes by process of meiosis, fusion of gamete is going to give us recombination from father and mothers. So, endosymbiosis is one of the mechanism that happened at least 2 billion years ago. Transfer of genes from mitochondria and plastid to the nuclear genome over that time occurred. Mitochondria have about 40 genes, while the plastids they are having about 120 genes. So, this is a picture of prokaryote. So, they are having different cellular organization, and about the sex you cannot say that it is male or females, but there are certain factors by which we are going. This is the main chromosome of bacteria, and these are the extra chromosomal rings which are called as plasmids. Horizontal gene transfer is also called as a lateral gene transfer. 3 ways to do it: transformation, naked DNA, short pieces common in bacteria that transforms; transduction, phage, viruses are associated with that, donor from the donor to the recipient bacteria; and conjugation, the plasmid or transposons they are being exchanged from cell to cell through direct contact. Describing this animation of horizontal gene transfer. So, vertical gene transfer is the transfer of DNA during normal cells. Once the cells are going to divide, this is called as vertical transfer of genetic material from the parent to the daughter cells. And what is the horizontal gene transfer? If it is from other organism, not through the cell division. So, this let us say this is one of the prokaryotic cell, and this is the genomes of the prokaryotic cell, that is the main circular DNA which is there. So, these prokaryotic cells they are going to exchange the, you can say, the material in the form like that. This is the engulfing of bacteria by phagocytosis, and this is one of the phagosome which is being produced by the cell. And once this phagosome is there, so hydrolytic enzyme which are stored in the lysosomes, so they are going to pour their hydrolytic enzyme on this bacteria, and this bacteria is being disintegrated. Once the bacteria is being disintegrated, it is dissolved. Some of the genes from this bacteria, let us say these are the bacterial gene, they may enter through the nuclear pore inside the nucleus, and then they are being inserted here in this chromosome. So, this is called as a horizontal gene transfer, that is from another organism the genes they are being exchanged and they are being incorporated in the chromosome of the eukaryotic cells.
So, what are the applications of horizontal gene transfer?
Yes, Talia, the horizontal gene transfer is basically having a lot of implications, but one of that is the antibiotic resistant, because the plasmids are usually having the antibiotic resistant gene, and once they are going to enter, so antibiotic resistant from one individual is going to spread to the other individuals. So, looking at the other applications or instances where the horizontal gene transfer is important. Antibiotic resistant, as we discussed, these genes are present on the plasmids. Insertion sequences are there, they are being exchanged. Pathogenicity islands, they are due to these horizontal gene transfer. Toxin resistant genes on the plasmid. Agrobacterium TI plasmid, we will be discussing in our upcoming lectures on that. Viruses and viroids, and organelles to the nucleus transfers, they are going to occur. So, three processes bring bacterial DNA from different individuals: conjugation, transduction and transformation. Starting with the conjugation, bacterial conjugation has been defined as the transmission of genetic information from a donor bacterium to a recipient cell through cell to cell contact. This is a direct contact from cell to cell. Let us say this is one of the bacteria E. coli, it was not having this F factor or fertility factor, and this is a bacteria which is having this yellow one, the fertility factor. We are just calling it F positive and this F negative. So, a conjugation is going to occur, a direct contact is being established between these two bacteria, and this fertility factor is going to pass through this conjugating tubes into this bacteria, and now both of these bacteria become F positive, having this fertility factors. Similarly, so this conjugation, sometimes these are the cytoplasmic extension from one bacteria to another bacteria, and through this cytoplasmic extension they are also called as sex pillus or pili. So, there is transfer of genetic material from the bacteria called as donor to another bacteria which is called as recipient. The cells containing the F plasmid designated as F plus cells functions as DNA donor during conjugation, transfer plasmid to an F negative recipient cell. Gram negative cell donor has a fertility plasmid that allows the synthesis of conjugation or sex pillars. Recipient cell is a related species or a genus without a fertility plasmid. Donor transfers fertility plasmid to a recipient through a pillus. So, again the similar transfer is there. So, this is one of the fertility factor that is being transformed, and that is both the cells they are getting these factors. Chromosomal genes can be transferred during conjugation. When the donor cells F factor is integrated into the chromosome, a cell with the F factor built into its chromosome, this is called as HFR, high frequency recombination. The F factor of an HFR cell brings some chromosomal DNA along with it when it is transformed to a F negative cell. So, high frequency recombination, donor's fertility plasmid has been integrated into the bacterial chromosome. When a conjugation occurs, a portion of chromosome and a portion of fertility plasmid. Here, in case of high frequency recombination, two segment, one that is the, you can say, plasmid, another this is a segment from the chromosome, they are being transferred. So, this is the animation, this is the physical conjugation which is going to occur, this is the transfer of only the F factor, and this is the transfer of high frequency recombination, where not only the plasmid but a segment of DNA from the main chromosome is going to pass to another chromosome. Resistant R plasmids or the factors be genes for resistance of antibiotic. They can confer multiple resistance to antibiotic to a strain of bacteria. So, R factor can also carry resistance to the heavy metals or for synthesizing virulence factors. Looking at the animation of these processes, bacterial conjugation is a process of genetic transfer between the bacterium cell that requires direct contact between the cell. Many but not all species of bacteria can conjugate. So, this is one of the phenomena present in some of the bacteria, not in all the bacteria. So, it can occur between the similar variety of cell or different species of the cells. This is the F factor, this is the main chromosome which is there present in both of these bacteria. The F factors, those which are having F factors, so they are designated as F plus strain, and these are F minus strain. Those which are F plus strain, they are called as donor, other negative, and this is a connection, a conjugating tube called as pilus that is being established, and through this conjugating tube, this is the origin of transfer at one place, and relaxosome is going to cause this transfer. So, it is going to take away this DNA from this plasmid, and after this taking DNA, this relaxosome or relaxase enzyme is going to enter through the pores which is present in case of this conjugating tube, and this is the coupling factor which is going to help in this passage, and this is the exporter proteins which is there, and that is going to have you can say the lumen here, through this lumen. So this is going to pass here, and that is going to again replicate its second strand, because so this is the, you can say again becoming the F positive. Now both of these, they are going to have this Pilus factor, and both of these are going to replicate their second strand to become, because the DNA is always a double stranded, you can say in the form of double strand. So this replication of the second strand, we have already discussed in detail the DNA replication, and later on what is going to happen, that this, you can say the conjugating tube which is being produced, so this connection is going to break away, it is going to disappear, and then the two strains, both of these are positive for this factor, they are being produced. Going with another animation, a similar process in a different form is there. So this is the high frequency HFR. So what is there? This was one of the cell which is going to just have the combination with high frequency recombinations, and this is the main chromosome of this. This is the sex pilus which is there, it is going to combine here, and then this is the high frequency recombination which is going to occur. This is not the plasmid, this is the actual chromosome, the main chromosome. This is the site of origin, and not whole of the chromosome, but let us say this is the gene 1, 2, 3 and 4. So these genes, they are going to pass, and they are going to pass through this conjugating tube, the cytoplasmic bridge which is being produced, and once it is there going in from this donor cell to the recipient cell, now it is going to integrate, both of these are going to separate, and this segment which is just passed by high frequency recombination, that is going to integrate and becoming the part of this chromosome. So in the previous animation this was the plasmid, and here this is the segment of chromosome. So this is the difference between the high frequency combination and, you can say, high frequency recombination which is going to occur in the chromosomes of the bacteria.
Sir, how other methods of genetic recombination are different from conjugation?
Yes, Talia. Here in the conjugation, this was a direct link which is going to develop. But in the other method, like in transduction, so it is usually the third party which is involved. You must be knowing that viruses are going to attack one bacteria. So they may be taking some genes of that bacteria, and then they are going to transfer it to the other bacteria. So this is the transduction. And how the transformation is different from conjugation. So that is, transformation is the absorption of DNA. There is no direct contact between the two cells. Going with the detail of these processes, dear students, transduction, the next method, this is the transfer of genetic material from a bacteria called as donor bacteria to another bacteria which is called as recipient bacteria through a third party. And what is that third party? All of you must be familiar that there are certain viruses which are going to attack the bacterial cell. Virus can attack animal cell, it can attack you can say the plant cell, and it can also attack the bacteria. So those viruses which attack the bacteria, they are called as bacteriophage. So this third party is usually a bacteriophage. So going with our, you can say, the details on the slides. So transduction. Transduction is the transfer of DNA fragments from one bacterium to another bacterium by the bacteriophage. Bacteriophage serve as a carrier of DNA from a donor cell to a recipient cell. Two varieties of transductions are going to occur: generalized transduction. Random fragments of disintegrated host DNA are picked up by the phage during assembly. Any gene can be transmitted in this way. Specialized transduction, a highly specific part of host genome is regularly incorporated in the virus. In this picture you are going to look at, this is one of the bacteria E. coli, this is one of the phage, and this phage is going to insert its DNA here within the bacterial cell, and then there is replication using the host material of the bacterial cell, and many of these phages, they are being produced, and then this phage is going to just transfer this material to another bacteria. So this is the prophage, combination of a viral DNA with the bacterial DNA, and then this is also being transferred to another, you can say, the bacteria. So, this is the third party, which is the bacteriophage. Again, the similar mechanism is there. This is the donor cell. First the phage is going to attack to the donor cells, taking the genes from the donor cell, and then it is going to transfer to the recipient cells. Looking the same process in the form of animation. Going with the details of transduction. So, here this is one of the virus, this is a bacterial cell. So, this virus is going to attack this bacteria with the help of these tail fibers or the fimbria at the specific site, and then this DNA is being injected in the bacterial cell. So, this DNA is becoming the part of, you can say, the bacteria and causing disintegration of the bacterial DNA, and this is the lytic cycle of the bacteriophage. So, many of the phage proteins and phage DNA is produced, and some of these phage DNA are going to take the bacterial DNA. Now, as a result of lysis, because it is a lytic cell, the bacterial cell is going to rupture, and this phage is going to attack another, you can say, the fresh bacteria and injecting the DNA of that bacteria. So, this DNA does not belong to this bacteria. So, this is called as a transfer from the third party, and this third party was the bacteriophage, which have transferred this segment of the DNA from some other bacteria to the new bacteria, and this process is called as transduction. Dear students, so we have discussed about the conjugation and transduction. Now, I am asking you, what is transformation? How you are going to differentiate these two processes? Think, answer in your mind. I hope so, you have answered it correctly. Okay. So, this transformation is basically the absorption of DNA from the environment. It may be belonging to some other bacteria, it may be belonging to some other organism. So, this absorption of DNA is called as transformation, and you must have gone with the name of certain big scientists. They have done a marvelous work, and this was actual discovery of genetic recombination. So, looking at the detail of the process of transformation. Transformation is the alteration of a bacterial cell's genotype and phenotype by the uptake of a naked foreign DNA from the surrounding environment. So, naked foreign DNA from the surrounding environment, and these genes, they are exogenous, they does not belong to that bacteria, causing the cell to acquire a new outlook, new phenotype. So, let us say this was the original bacteria, these are some DNA molecules, and they are going to enter within this bacterial cell. As a result of this entry of these DNA from these organisms, so a new phenotype, a new characteristic is going to develop. So, that is the transformation. The contribution of this process discovery goes to the Griffith, Avery, MacLeod and McCarthy. This is the Avery, and he was the first of the scientists who have gone with lot of works on this genetic material recombination. He worked on pneumococcus. The pneumococcus is a bacteria that causes serious infection in adults and children, including pneumonia, blood infections and meningitis. This bacteria is also the number of one of the cause of sinusitis and ear infection. And this Griffith was there in an attempt to make a vaccine against these diseases. He was unable to make the vaccine, but made some other discoveries. Some of these bacteria, they are having smooth colonies, and some of these bacteria, they are going to have rough colonies. So, he has gone with the different you can say the growth of plates in the form of smooth and rough endoplasmic reticulum, and going with the detail of his experiment. So, he first injected these smooth variety of bacteria to the mouse, and it is the death which is going to occur. Then he has gone with the injection of heat killed bacteria and the organism that remain alive. Then he has gone with the, you can say, the rough variety. So, again the live organism is there, but once he combined this rough variety with heat killed smooth variety, both of these are injected. So, in both of these conditions, this was a live microorganism, in both of these experiments. So, this was the live organism which is there, but once both of these are combined, so this is the death of this mouse. So what occurred? It means both of these have exchanged their genetic material, leading to the death. So Griffith have just gone with certain. Griffith demonstrated the DNA released from a killed cell can be acquired by a live cells. So later studies supported all of these, that whole of this process is going to occur, and this is there are certain types of recombinant DNA technology which are based on these principles. Looking at the animation of transformation, in bacterial transformation, so it involves the transfer of naked DNA into a recipient cell. In the first step, double stranded donor DNA binds to specific receptors on the surface of a competent cell. One strand of donor DNA is degraded by the nucleases, while the other strand enters the cell. The single stranded donor DNA pairs with a homologous region on the recipient DNA and is integrated into the recipient genome by breakage, and reunion of both of these is going to occur. If there are any differences between the nucleotide sequence of the donor and recipient DNA, the mismatch repair the systems. The repair system removes either the donor or the recipient strand and replaces it with the complementary sequence. So this is, you can say, the whole of the mechanism how the ampicillin sensitive and ampicillin resistant bacteria they are being produced. So they does not grow on the selective media, while these variety of bacteria they are going to grow on the selective media, and this is the, then they are going to form the multiple copies of these. So this is an example of bacterial transformation. Dear students, so today we discussed about methods of genetic recombination, that although there is no sexual reproduction in case of prokaryotic cell, but still the genetic material from one is going to mix with others. So we discussed about the details of these three methods, that is the conjugation, transduction and transformation. And that's all for today.
Thank you so much, sir, for such an interesting lecture.
Welcome.
So students, now I would like to summarize today's lecture for you. In today's lecture, we discussed about how genetic material is being exchanged between bacteria, and then we discussed about the details of conjugation, transduction and transformation. I hope that today's lecture was clear and comprehensive. That was all for today. Now your host Talia and our expert Dr. Muhammad Azad would sign off from the program. Till next time, take care of yourself and Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.